Valia. And he was probably the second best player the first year. When Leander joined, he kicked Leander's butt every time because he was consistent, man. That kid could get every ball back, and Leander at the beginning couldn't keep 3 balls in. But he would stand 10 feet behind the baseline, scurry his little hind end off all over the place to drive you crazy. But that's not a winning. That's my mentality when I was a player. Get the ball back. We would play a game called Rush and Crush, and they only got credit for winning the point if they were inside the service line when they won it. Sridhar still stayed back. It's like, Sridhar, you can hit 25 straight passing shots. You still don't win any points. Get up there. And the poor kid just couldn't get out of that fixed mentality. I didn't know enough at that time to really sit down with him and find out what's going on inside. What's causing these fears? I saw him 4 or 5 years later at a college tournament playing the same way. And now I learned that he's passed and had a very limited life. And now I look back and say it's because he didn't know that he could change. On the tennis court or in his life. He felt like his life success was his ranking when he was 11. Rankings don't mean anything when you're in that growth stage. I love the idea of their different stages. And if we focus too much on short term, transactional parents, transactional coaches, focus on how'd you do in this tournament. Transformational coaches and parents think, what did you learn? What are you going? How are you doing? So I'd like to share with you 4 questions that I'd love for everyone to think about and answer for yourself. The first one is, why am I coaching? So if you're a coach, why am I coaching? If you're a parent, why am I supporting my child's passion? And if you're an athlete, why am I playing? Why am I doing this? Where is this passion coming from? Second is, why do I coach the way I coach? Why do I parent the way I parent? For most of us, we just repeat the same things that happened to us. We had an abusive coach. As much as we hated it, we end up being an abusive coach to others. Instead of doing the inner work that says, wait a minute, how is that affecting that other person? And that's the third question, is how does my coaching, how does my parenting affect my child? For athletes, how does my attitude affect all the others in my program? Am I a leader? Am I the one that they look up to say, I've got to work harder? Or are you the slacker that says, I can get by on talent alone? Well, let me tell you, nobody gets by on talent alone anymore. It's impossible. And that's the other aspect of fixed mindset. I have talent. I don't have to work at it. If I work hard, that just shows that I'm not really as talented as I think I am. And if I get in a tight situation, I'll just tank. Not give an effort because, I'm talented enough to beat her. But I didn't try. So that's the third question. What impact is my parenting, my coaching, or my attitude and effort on the court, in the pool, affecting others? Am I an inspiration for them? Or am I causing them to be less focused than they need to be to achieve their goals? And then the fourth question is, how do I define success? So the transactional coach, parent, How'd you do in that last tournament? How many trophies have you won? Right? Short term? All based on, oh, I'll feel so much better as a parent if I can say, my child won such and such. My child is ranked so-and-so. My child just made it to the Olympics. The transformational coach says, what kind of person will this person become in 20 years? And you never know how you've actually done until you look back and say, wow, this person became an amazing human being with great relationships, great belief in themselves, great contribution to the world. And that's what I love about the players that I've worked with, is you look back and you say, wow, that person became a real success. Maybe I had a tiny little fraction of part in that. And that's what a coach lives for. I help make this just a little bit by me creating an atmosphere. I help this person become the person that they are. And that doesn't mean that you're a success if your child becomes an engineer because you wanted them to and they hate it. I don't care what kind of great money you make and what kind of great job you get if you don't like it, if it's not your passion. So parents, don't force your children to give up their passion. Like they're saying, there are going to be tons of jobs in sports. I left college after 3 years. Gave it all up. I had a chance to go to Hawaii and start teaching tennis and form an international tennis management company. I was lucky, but it was a gamble. But I followed my passion and I've had an awesome life. Your children will too if you allow them to follow their passion. You help them learn and grow all they can through it. The one regret I have in life is that I didn't see Leander win his Olympic medal. I was living in Atlanta until 1 month before, and I left town because I was worried about the traffic and all the crazy stuff that they said. But I saw him 3 weeks later, and he told me the story of how he did it. In the semifinals against Andre Agassi, and if you know anything about tennis, you know that Andre Agassi hit the ball twice as hard as anybody else at that time. Leander basically finished with his arm broken. The morning of the bronze medal match, he could not grip the racket. He could not make a fist. He was like this. The doctor said, you're done. He said, well, is there anything I can do? Well, maybe we can give you some painkillers. So he said, I'll try anything. So he went out there, couldn't warm up. Somehow the painkillers worked. He won the first set, lost the second set, got down 4-1 in the third. Anyone else would have said, I've got an excuse. My arm's broken. How can I play tennis? I don't even have a two-handed backhand, which I wish we would have taught him then. But at that moment, what he said, he went inside. And that's where all champions go. They go inside. And he said, I prayed to God. He said, you know how hard I've worked. You know that this has been my passion for my whole life, is to win an Olympic medal. You know that my country means everything to me. And you know that we haven't won a medal of any kind for 40 years. Right now in this moment, I need you more than anything. Please help me. Somehow, just by his heart, you know what happened. He won 5 straight games, won the bronze medal for all of you. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure. And I hope that you will take some of these things to heart and really look inside. All the answers are there. Whether you're an athlete, a parent, we all need to look inside and find our strength there. God is there. God is here. We need to look inside. Thank you.